What the hex?
What the hex?
Hello.
Hello, there's a timid hello from Peter. What the hex? Episode 16. She was only 16. Only 16. This song wouldn't fly
You're
anymore
old.
these days.
No. Also, well, she was
Underrated.
just 17, and you know what I mean.
In what state, by the way?
In the wrong.
In the
I'm
wrong
calling you
state,
from jail.
That'll get you killed. Yes. So thank, and rightly so, maybe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Nom was first, but
Hi, Sandy.
oh
I don't
my
care who's
God.
first. Sandy says hello.
I just want to know if Sandy Beach is here, right? We got honorable mention to Alan Fizemay, though. He tried to be first. The minute I put up the stream last night, the thumbnail, he was in there first. And Red Squirrel did another attempt this morning, but they don't understand the game. Nom has it all figured out when to exactly be the real first. So shout out to Nom.
And a little hint of clairvoyance doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
I think Nom has a notification set for the Discourse Syndicate channel, and when a new stream comes out, he just immediately, or maybe he has it automated. So
he must have an alarm clock or something going on there. We've got Avalon in the chat.
It's an anom clock.
Nom.
Nom.
We got some jokes today.
Yes. By the way, I'm sorry. Speaking of jokes, it's no joke that I do not have my green screen. Everything is disheveled and terrible, and I apologize. And isn't it just like Tom Gillespie to take a little smidgen of this show on the one or few times that I don't show my face? Anyway, fuck you, Tom. I love you. Bye bye.
Well, it's not about Tom. It's more about funding Jim Gary. He does not approve. So
he does not approve of what? I'm not re-anonymizing myself. You know what I look like, for God's sake. Forget what I look like.
Does not approve.
You didn't get a plastic surgery, Papa B.
I did, but
how dare you?
I did get plastic surgery, but it was only below the waist.
So we got Avalon in the chat. Let me just say hi to our beautiful people watching. We've got 50 people watching already on such a slow news day. We got Nick Green, Hex graffiti artist extraordinaire in the chat. Hex on air, Dejan Dougie is here. Wow, Sandy Beach, Alan Fizemay checking in. Sandy B, that dude. He is that dude, you know. We got a Wookiee.
Every time you do that, it's like, no.
It gets worse, right?
Gets worse. You're like, you're reverting. You call yourself a 50-year-old man and you don't remember what Wookiees sound like?
Not quite 50, but getting close. Hex on air is here. Kinetics. Oh, wow. We have the bosses watching. Oh, now we gotta watch what we say. Finbear is here. Hexy Quinn. Man, that's a live crowd. 50 people watching. Smash the like.
Holy crap, this is happening.
Thank you for joining the Discourse Syndicate. And the news of the day is, of course, it's always on Thursdays, where Richard is coming up with something new. And we are implementing the Shanghai update into the V4 testnet.
You're speaking like you had something to do with it. They did it, not you, not us. I can't even code myself out of a paper bag.
Well, who are they? The Wizards or what?
The Wizards.
That's like when Germany plays against France in the World Cup. Then we are all playing against.
Okay,
France,
so in that sense, yes, you're right. That's correct. I'll allow it.
Team, I can play, but I only play the music. Like that's what I can do. I play the music.
Nice. We did it. Yeah, Finbear says he's right. We did it. We wanted it. You're right.
Exactly.
Do you guys think Richard has some Scrum meeting or some kind of bullshit with all the developers on Thursdays?
Oh yes, that
Must
could be
be.
highly possible. That's a really good day to do a sprint review, right?
But
Yeah.
or other
But it
day
works on
busy
Friday.
shirts and underwear, washing the underwear in the bathtub. So on
Of
Thursday
course.
he has time for Shanghai stuff. So it's gonna be live tomorrow, April 28th at Epoch Patach. Epoch 4200.
That's really funny. But isn't that estimated to be over 1 day away? That epoch? Do we think it's going to really hit tomorrow?
That's what she said. He said 28th.
But if you look at if you can bring up KDP's tweet, she's got more of an estimate that came, I believe, from
The one with her in the bathtub.
Yes.
no,
That's a nice picture. When Bob's.
I didn't see this one. I saw the one where
What?
she talks about
That's heresy.
let
probably.
me
about
look for it.
Brett EP. Yes, Brett. I like calling him Bretep because it looks like that. But I was corrected today by Tangent, who said his name is Brett, and you can say it like that. And the last two is his last name, so Brett EP.
But you know what came to mind when I saw this tweet? I thought 2 more weeks.
Me too.
Of course. Everyone.
As well, you should. Yes.
Middish May. And that's okay.
look at Alan Fizamay's beautiful post there. He says, "Epoch Hippopotamus."
Yes, that should be a super
That's
chat.
exact. Yeah, it should be a super chat if he had any. If you wanted to give Kinetics, some money, then you should have super chatted that. Yes.
Hexicans, she comes.
What did you say? What is this?
Okay. You'll have to dip into Daz Spank Bank for the KDP.
That's great. Wonderfully done, Hexiclan. Kudos.
When posting. When the fuck posting.
Yes. when. But
do you guys think KTP has a OnlyFans account?
All right, now we got to bring up that picture. Can you read out while I look for this Jax's tweet, because he's a happy mother trucker. He's just happy.
Yes, I can't see it, but yes. What does it say, Peter? You go ahead in broken English.
I have to enhance. So.
Okay, all right. I'll read this. My DMs have been lit up with folks on the path to becoming, which should be one word, validators. And there is an energy in the air. It has been great to see the team effort of everyone involved. This is what it was like in the early Hex days. Great to see the community spirit is still alive and well. Pulse. What? Beautiful. Tweet Urbanstießen.
Urbanstießen.
Can you see it? Can you see it now? This creep DJ.
Oh my goodness! Yes. What the hell is the?
Now I can read
you
it.
Call that rosé wine? Well, we know that they're floaters. What can I say?
Well,
what
will it float? That's the game she's playing.
Will it float? Yes.
And the bathtub. Do you remember that on David Letterman? David Letterman's show.
I predict she's a never nude. She bathes in her bathing suit every day.
On only coins.
Yes. Only coins. Yeah. Someone.
Jaxa is happy. Question is, are you happy too, Papa B? Are you
happy? I am ecstatic.
And don't ask me why prostitution is trending on my Twitter feed.
Why is prostitution trending on your Twitter feed?
Good question.
As it should.
Yes, but no. You know what? Why I'm happy? I'm happy to see that everyone's starting to guess at everything. That there's an excitement. There's Twitter spaces that come up that say Pulse Chain launch party, and people flock. We have like 250 people coming to that saying, what's going on? There's an excitement. People are like all guessing. We know it's 2 more weeks. It takes time, but we are very close. Very close.
Super chat. Kinetics.
Kinetics, thank you. Super chat is consideration now. SEC will jail you.
What?
For financial advice, I will buy this token and all its promises. When prison bobs.
I love it.
Oh man.
Prison bobs forever.
Hey, we're all in this together, Alan. There is like blood in, blood out.
He is Spartacus.
Yes. Right. Well, so Jackson Fields, everybody's building validators, and that is kind of very, very positive. And people are exchanging how to do it. And David Feeder is sharing setup script files on his YouTube and Twitter and how to make it all work. So that's positive. And that's the stuff we should be focusing about, and not this infighting jack shit that.
What infighting? There's no infighting. It's just the people want to be the ones to say, I called it on the day. I don't know. What other infighting do we see? There's no drama right now. That's everybody's kumbaya. It's wonderful out there. Let me tell you that.
No hardware wallet discussions.
Well, no. Every month there's going to be a flare up on hardware wallet discussions, but we're reaching a very interesting plateau where people are like, okay, yes, Ledger are the best, and that's fine. Yes. Oh, and why is Brizology? Brizology is starting the drama with me from the chat. He's giving me an FU Papa right there. Exactly. Make him stop. Das Bomb police have to come in and stop you from abusing me with the language. Wow. Okay. Thanks, Briz. I love you though.
Get Melf Tony with the price action 057 cents, where we get to the TA later. You need to do better than that, Melf Tony. We need better prices.
You can pump that a little bit more, Melf Tony. Pat it a little bit for us. Yeah.
And Dorsey, our part-time listener, is checking in again. That's nice. Thank you, Dorsey. Did you see what happened last night? With Bitcoin.
Oh, the big red candle. Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at this. It drops like an American bank. Say again.
It looked like a Darth Maul lightsaber, like wreck to the upside, wreck to the downside, and
it looked like a shit coin that just rocked. But this was literally in like, Bitcoin pumped on this news when First Republic bank in the US is struggling. There's fear of another bank collapse, and Bitcoin was actually pumping on this news. And then the rumor has it that some early Mt. Gox related wallets have been starting to move around some Bitcoin. And that shook the whole market, and it literally dropped $2,000 within not even 5 minutes. So absolutely
nice,
crazy. But most of that is a cascade of liquidations, which happen on Binance and all leveraged long positions. So don't trade, guys.
A 5% move in a day. Oh, the horror encryption.
For Bitcoin, that's kind of, it has recovered half of that already, but still.
Guys, are we getting lemons in the chat? That is so kind. I could really use all the lemons. What was that on? What was that platform on? That wasn't Twitch, was it? What was it?
DLive.
Oh my God! Yeah. That takes me back. Wow.
Oh man.
The DLive days of the lemons, people throwing lemons and open the crate and open the treasure chest
and ninja guineas.
Oh my God.
And I think RG3 wasn't he always supposed to give all the lemons back towards the end of the stream?
No.
to
But
the
he
guy?
would forget all the
That
time.
happens. That
He
happens
kept them.
when you open the chest, and he
Yeah.
always forgot to open the chest at the end of the stream. So fuck you, RG.
Just by accident.
Wait a second. Finbear gave 4 lemons and a pickle. I guess that's a bonus. Yes.
Yes, that's what she said.
I know.
No eggplants, please. So
Pickle
yeah,
is basically the same.
that was Bitcoin. I think before we move on to the community stuff, we should play a joke, right? We need a transitionary
Please.
joke from Finland.
A dude sees Sean Connery with a bump on his head, and he goes up to him and says, like, "Hey man, what happened?" Well, you see, a book fell on my head, but it's not a big issue. I can only blame myself.
Huh?
I can only blame my
My
shelf.
shelf, Peter.
Oh, he fucked it up at the end. How could you fuck up that? No, that's.
No, he did
Oh, wow.
not.
Oh, you heard shelf?
Yeah, that's
It's not a big issue. I can only blame myself.
because that's how he
okay.
speaks. It's like almost a Klingon-esque accent.
No, it's a Sean Connery. I get it. I get it. I've recently started watching the old James Bond movies because there's such toxic masculinity. They're going to be banned at some point. So I'm enjoying them while I can.
Yeah, that's probably right. It's like she was only 16.
Wee Jimmy is messing around in class one day, not paying attention. So the teacher goes, "Hey, Jimmy, got a question for you. There's 3 ducks on a fence. One of them gets shot. How many ducks are left?" And wee Jimmy says, "None, miss." And she says, "Why?" And he says, "Because one of them got shot, the other 2 flew off." She says, "That's wrong, Jimmy. There's two left. But I like the way that you think." So wee Jimmy goes, "Miss." She says, "What is it, Jimmy?" Says, "I've got a question for you." It's like, "What is it?" And he says, 3 women leave an ice cream parlour. One of them is licking her ice cream, one of them is sucking her ice cream, and one of them is biting her ice cream. Which one of them is married? She thinks about it for a second and she goes, "You know, Jimmy, I think it's the one that's sucking the ice cream." And he goes, "You're wrong, miss." She says, "What's the answer?" He's like, "It's the one with the wedding ring, but I like the way that you think."
That's hilarious.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We're going
There
through
was
all
Just so,
the
just so,
jokes,
just so.
going through all the UK accents today, from Welsh to.
Wait a minute. There's no saying that he's from the UK, Mister. He may not. He may not be.
He's segregated already.
It's all right. We don't call any. Have you seen the what is it? What was it? The Banshees of Shinfarin. The Banshees of.
That's Irish.
Yes, it's an Irish movie. It's really a good one. Yeah, I know. That was Scottish. It started out Scottish and it ended Irish. How's that? No, but the movie was exceptionally good. You should take a look at it. It's an allegory about the Irish civil conflict. Yes, it's very, very good stuff. Norman says it started off Scottish and ended with a stroke. That's true. Thank you.
Nice.
That's actually funny. We should get Nom Nom on the show one day. We should get Nom Nom.
Yeah, Nom Nom.
Hang
There
out.
was
DJ
actually
Nom Nom.
a request for bringing up Toby, but do you think he deserves to get out of the green room jail?
I think we got some time left before I can put up with Toby on the screen.
Get two more news items. Then we haul in Toby from the break.
And negative points for Peter bringing that up and then trying to make me look bad.
Yeah.
Hey Peter.
Ones are the best points.
Hey Peter, I'll make you a deal. You leave and then Toby can come up.
Okay.
No. It's not a real deal. You're not supposed to say okay.
So that's probably what I figured too with Nom Nom. He's working at work. You probably hear CNC machines like crazy. So yeah, it's difficult time. But we'll see. Maybe there is a week where it falls on a bank holiday, and then we can make it work. Obviously, there are 2 HEX meetup events happening in the United States this week. There is a cruise ship out on the ocean. That's a pirate ship.
One is wet. Yes. Okay.
One is wet, and the other one is very polished and professional, from what I'm hearing.
Wild, wet and wild.
Meeting in Miami, Florida, at the Consensus 2023 Bitcoin conference.
That's funny.
Did I say something funny?
I mean, that someone came up with a hex
with that name. Yeah, that's true. And we have a young funding Jim Gary is sharing a little video here of how that's looking. Let me see if I can.
Did you just call him young? He's older than you are.
He could be your dad.
I'm trying to be nice.
There's half a Gary.
Niceties. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Hopefully it has the audio.
Where's the HEX logos?
Outside.
Why can't you wear one inside?
I'm feeling high when I'm low. I need it more when you're close.
Hey, we know that guy.
Maybe they try to blend in.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of blending. Sneak chill.
So a bunch of Hexicans are down there. Walrus, Funding Gym, I've seen Westcop Crypto, ATX, a whole bunch of people is down there.
Secret Bitcoiners. Horrible.
At the and the other half of Hexico is on a cruise ship. Have a look at these beautiful people.
What the? That's a lot of people.
Woo!
Let's go!
Richard Howard! Richard Howard!
Thank you, Richard!
Richard Howard.
Win Pulse Chain!
Yeah,
2 more weeks.
They're having a good time. It's a picture of Freddy Quotes. He's out there, and
all right, nice. Look at that. And you know what? It's refreshing to see somebody taking such a nice video in profile. Pleb.
Oh, he is Toby One Hexobi. Welcome to the show.
What's up? Caught me napping.
Why are you not on the cruise?
I don't like dysentery.
That's not since like the 1600s. What are you fucking talking about? You don't like rickets too? Is that the deal?
Well, I always carry limes just in case, keep the scurvy away. But no, wasn't there like a poop cruise? Wasn't there like a cruise where a bunch of people got trapped on there and they couldn't get rid of the waste, and the toilets were overflowing? And
oh, really?
What are you talking about?
No, Google it.
How can that happen in the ocean?
Right? Yeah, just like throw it overboard. Something.
Throw it overboard.
Is that mop on your face getting bigger, or is like your mic screen like encroaching on your face or something?
Just like combine the two into one giant thing.
I gotta say, it's not a good look, man. You got to get rid of it. Period.
If we could only all look as beautiful as you, Papa.
If only get rid of that thing. This is a clean-shaven show.
Especially today, where you pull a whale's only one.
Well,
never clean shaven. Not
above the waist. I know.
Peter's always rocking the 5 o'clock shadow, the George Clooney look. So I think it
my
works.
sensitive skin.
Is that what it is? I'm just waiting till it gets warmer. It's getting warmer. A couple more weeks, and then this is all coming off, and you'll see my
great comment by Dorsey.
My big round.
We don't.
All right. Break with the TA. Enough of this small shit. Go. Let's go.
Yeah.
No.
Thanks, Papa.
Don't
Always
throw
such a welcoming co-host.
The poop overboard. We shit on the whales now. That's Dorsey.
Feeding the fish. I think they call that. DJ.
Before we do the TA thing, I have one more comment that one of our listeners wants us, or regular viewers wants us to talk about. The lovely Gina.
What the hex is going on, ladies and gentlemen?
And it's very manly voice for. And the moral of the story here is that, now I don't know how to rephrase this. Like she or he said that always gets me confused, that PulseX, that Uniswap originally was a fork of PancakeSwap, and PulseX is now a fork of PancakeSwap. And there was the Sushi Swap disaster. That's why they did the licensing. That nobody can fork them for at least a year or two.
No, Uniswap was first.
Yeah, Uniswap was first. It couldn't have been a fork of PancakeSwap.
Yeah, my bad. Pancake was a fork of Uniswap. Yes, this way.
So what's your point here?
The point is that now we are on Uniswap V3, where the code just expired in April. The license expired in April, and they have Uniswap V4 lined up, which has all kinds of features and improvements. Is like more like payout for liquidity providers, improved user interface scalability, which is always important, and they might even come up with their own wallet within that V4. So
joy!
Yes, Gina Meinhardt's concern is, will PulseX be up to scratch as a competitor when they fork the whole Uniswap?
Hey Toby, stop fucking doing the chat while we're fucking keeping you on the goddamn screen.
I'm engaging your restless fans.
Choose one. You want to go on the chat? Get back to the chat.
I'll do the chat. All
right. Bye now.
What do you guys have to say to that?
All right.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
There is more code to be copied. So, okay, go Uniswap, innovate.
Yeah, but might they have an edge with the V4 against PulseX? That's
we've got the buy and burn. As I think the wave of the crowd is definitely going to be engaged with PulseX over on Pulse Chain. So I think we'll be leading the pack there significantly out of the gate, and then with all the liquidity farming and all those things, yield farming, I think we will do quite well. And
Uniswap still doesn't have
the other updates,
things like that. Yeah.
Right. Hold on. We have the first Papa yells, "You kids get off my lawn." The first one in the chat for the day, it was Heximofo. First one of the day, Heximofo. Continue, please. It's the first.
So it's not a concern. I think it's a concern if this is the Dex of Dexes, that V4, and we are coming along with the V3 type of thing, and but I'm sure Richard knows about this issue with the code licenses and has tricks up his sleeve, I would assume.
Well, Cryptomatic, the thing is, it's the start of a bull market. And in a few months, whatever they do, Uniswap will be useless, basically, because nobody will have money to transact on it.
Can't afford the way.
Well, I think
yes, of course.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, I think one of the factors as well is that, he prefers two-sided liquidity providing instead of single-sided. So PulseX does not have single-sided, and I think that's by design. Whereas if you tried to catch up and do a V3 copy of Uniswap, then you would have that availability.
It still had like limit orders, and that's all you need, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I think V2 is great. I think that's a good one to start off with, and then they can always spin up the updates later if they choose to.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then I have, just as fillers, really some governmental stuff, but maybe we should really do TA with Toby. How does that sound, you guys?
Let's go.
Let's check chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you like to see TA with Toby, and you need to step a little.
Put it 2 up if you'd like to see Toby. Put it 2 up if you want to see Toby shave his gruff.
shave his beard.
Put a shaky old man fist in the chat if you want to hear Papa keep busting my balls for another 10 minutes.
Exactly. So, and you should step a little bit closer to the microphone. So people want to do the.
I need to do like a hexologist.
Look at the 2s.
There are some 8s and some 2s.
3, 6, 9.
There's a 4 for a double shave.
Yeah.
He wants you to shave your eyebrows too.
The community in crypto.
The
right
clean
here.
shaven show on Thursdays. Okay, so let's run the new jingle.
TA with Toby.
Kills me every time, dude. That's just too funny.
Somebody was complaining about the unicorns, so there you have it. I hope we don't get in trouble for this sound effect.
I approve. I did ask in the green room earlier. I'm like, can you make it more gay?
And we have.
And we did.
They've outdone themselves. So anyhow, if you guys want to
got all stuff going on
here. Yep. Copyright strike right there. Yep.
Yes. Sorry, Kinetics.
The super chat is
super chat's all going to shit now.
It's kaput.
No comment. All right.
So what are we looking at?
What we're looking at, this is my pickup sticks charting madness. Basically, if anyone's been following along on Twitter, I encourage you to do so. If you're not, I do daily updates there to kind of give you a play-by-play of where I think supports and resistances are and places to watch. So you don't freak out if the price drops, 5-10% in a day, and you're like, oh God, where's the bottom? It's and you FUD yourself out of your bags, and your little feeble hands get shaky, and you sell unnecessarily. I'm here to help prevent that, so you can see where we're likely to have support, and then also those typically are good times to put your limit orders in to go ahead and buy those dips. So obviously not financial advice. I am just some talking head on the internet that likes to play with charts. I am not a financial advisor, and I'm just an enthusiast. And
now you tell
patterns, right? But anyhow, this descending magenta parallel channel is what we've been watching now for since end of March, so almost a month now. It's played out quite nicely. We've got touches on the bottom, touches on the top, come back down, flirt with the midline quite a lot, and then of course you always got to keep in mind your EMAs. So the yellow is the 21 EMA, the 55 is the green, the 100 is the teal, and the purple here is the 200. So for a while there, we were kind of bouncing between the 21 and 55, and then broke down. I believe that was around the time that Richard might have announced V4. So we dumped out of that. Then we started ping-ponging between the 55 and the 100. Broke through the 100, but we found support quickly on the bottom of the channel. Also, you'll see along the sides here, you'll see numbers marked in orange, green if it's above the current price action, orange if it's close to in play, and red is kind of, where I don't like being, is on the downside. Those are horizontal supports, so typically I pick those up from the longer time frames and look back at the weekly and all the way back to the beginning of HEX and figure out areas that had previously been support and resistance. So those come into play as well. So we got a few different things that we're looking at. We're looking at EMAs, we're looking at whatever particular pattern we're in at that time, and then we're also looking at those horizontals to give us an indication of where things might bounce around, right? So with that being said, you can see here on the 21st of April, was the first time we had wicked down through the bottom of the channel, and we came right down to the 200 EMA and got a real good rejection and back up into this box that's a horizontal around the 6.2. And then from there, we tried to get above the 100 EMA, didn't have much luck, and basically we've just kind of been bouncing between the two. But now we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 now wicks that have come, 2 of which have been dead nuts right on that magenta channel. I personally, that's where I put my limit orders, and I was able to get filled. I was able to actually get filled back here, and today I got filled. So, so those are good buying opportunities in my opinion. Got a nice strong rejection off of that, and right now we're flirting with the 200 EMA. So from here, I'd say the upside targets would be push back into this red box and get up toward the midline, and that puts us around 613. If we can get above that, the next resistance would be the 100 EMA, which puts us at about 6.3. And then the next move beyond that would be the top side of the channel, which gets us up into this orange box, which had been quite a lot of activity here. And historically had been a really strong support around 6.84. And that's also right at the top of the channel is also around 6.84. So those would be the areas to the upside. The downside would be, testing the bottom of this channel again. A lot of times when you're just beating on a level, it's not a great sign. It's it's kind of testing that, and eventually that will break. So there is a possibility that we break through this. If we do, the next level of support down I would see from that, the first of course would be right at the bottom, which would be about 545. I've got a limit order set there now, so don't go front run me. But beyond that, we've had a horizontal support at about just under 5. It's about 495 is what I've got marked, I believe 498.
I mean, the trend is definitely bearish, right? But the volume,
trend is, they always say in trading is the trend. Yeah,
the trend is Wookiee-ish.
Yeah, the trend is your friend, so typically it's, not great to bet against the trend. But if you're looking for buying opportunities, then you never know which one of these is going to be the bottom, right? So the way that I look at it, because I had a friend busting my balls the other day, it's like, well, hey, Toby, it's like you bought the dip when it was at 7.6 and you bought the dip when it was at 6.8. And I said, yeah, but, you never know when the reversal is going to come. You never know when V4 is going to, be done doing its thing and we go to mainnet and then we should be off to the races. So
yeah, it's very much depending on the news right now, whatever.
Could. We have no clue of what type of things are going to happen when mainnets are just... We have no idea what price action does. This is all fun and games from people who are just enthusiasts, not predicting future price action at all. We're just looking what may be. So that's right.
I mean, this is just trying to get some sort of semblance of understanding of where we could be going, right? And and these patterns have played out pretty nicely. And the thing to look at is typically whenever you break a pattern, you're going to move the height of the pattern. So this vertical line you see here and this vertical line you see here are the height of the channel. So if we were to break through that and get the full measured move, curiously, that takes us right down to the top of the white wedge, which is the huge pattern that we broke out of that's been going on all the way since all-time high. So, if we were to have a real catastrophic breakdown, some bad news comes out, all of a sudden we're looking at a V5, you name it, some whales come in and decide to try to shake people out. The full measured move would take us down to about 4.3. I don't think that that's going to happen because I feel like we're so close. But like I said, I've got a limit order at 545, I've got a limit order at 5, and I've got a limit order down at 4.5 just in case there's a big dump. So always prepare.
What's the measure move to the upside in case of that? I missed that
to the
part.
upside, and it's all dependent on when we get back to the upside and then break, because
could you miss that?
where along this top line that the breakout occurs. So if it was going to happen as soon as next Tuesday, let's say we get some good news and we get back to the top of this channel, and then there's some continuation. The full measured move of that takes us back up to this green box, which is another strong area of support. And if I could see that, I think that's 845. So that's another big strong horizontal. And then you can see actually when I highlight over this, you can see where we wicked up to it here. There was a candle.
Toby needs bifocals.
I know, right? I need trifocals, something that's like getting old sucks. But yeah, so that would be the measured move to the upside, and then ideally, if we're really gonna get Mooney,
here we go.
This is the fun part, right?
Here we go. Zoom out.
If we're gonna get Mooney, if we're gonna get some moon math, since it's all speculation, it's all fun and games, right? Typically, what you're looking for, like let's say that this could very well be a gigantic bull flag.
Bull flag.
And how you measure those is you make yourself a line from the bottom of when that run started to the top. And then what you do is you take that and you take that from the breakout. So let's say that, pie in the sky, we're breaking out next Tuesday, right? There's some big news,
mid-May.
Yep, and then
2 more weeks.
breakout. Here's what's real curious about this. This is something that I always find fascinating, because I'm always looking for confluences, like when measured moves of things line up with something else that makes sense, whether it's a previous pattern or a horizontal support or resistance line that had a lot of activity. If you look at this, where does it take us? It takes us to 49.5, 50 cents. And the previous all-time high was 52.
You know what I like about this type of measured move talk? Because measuring this is kind of like me measuring my penis length from the center of my back all the way back around my testicles and all the way to the tip. That's what I usually do as well. Yeah.
Oh, wow! I thought this was a family show.
Wow.
It used
Okie dokie then. But he's got the jokes. So the full measured move, if this indeed is a gigantic bull flag that's been playing out since January, would take us to that. And then also what's curious about these measured moves is that because of the slope, there are some that say the slope is valid as well. So it gives you an idea of time frame. So if that's the case, breaking out doesn't mean we're going to go there immediately. But if the slope is a reality, then it's basically taking us to end of July to get all-time high again.
All right, woo! I can wait. I'll allow it.
You'll allow it. Very well. But that gives you a pretty good synopsis of like what things are looking like presently. And what I'm really hoping to do is get out of this cross. We got this 2155 EMA death cross, typically a bearish sign, and we've certainly had continuation down from there. Hopefully we can get these things, the slope of these, to start curving back up with some green candles. So
yes, I'm positive on the volume. I think there's a good chance that we turn around, because these are not larger whale dumps. This is just people trying to play games.
Because it's like, if you look back at the beginning of this chart, it's like in February. Look at these candles, these gray candles at the bottom of your volume numbers, and then look at it since. We had this big spike right here when we had the run to 12 cents, just right before. And then after that, it's just been garbage. It's been really low volume.
Yeah. By the way, I've been checking out, some of these, just for curiosity's sake, I spent a couple days tracking's not accurate. Looking at these makers that come up on Deck Screener, the red ones, the larger red ones. I'm like, I want to know, are these people Hexicans that are just kind of doing it? Are they traders? What are they? So I was very interested in it. Today I spent some time taking a look. And what I found was they're little fish that simply had some hex and they dumped it all outright. They have no more. Zero. Nothing.
Yep.
Why the freak would they have done that? How could they have done that? They went for like 10% gain and they're trying to trade it that way? Jesus.
Yep. Yep, and there's
They're
a
not
lot that are
Hexicans.
tapped out. A lot of them that are tapped out.
So thank you for the TA update, Tony. That's great stuff.
His name's not Tony, it's Toby.
Or Toby, my bad. Last Tony the
Tony
Tiger.
Tony
Rawr. The last 2 weeks back when you were on the show, Gina Meinhardt in the chat.
Is that your look back
challenged-
face, DJ? Is that your look back
Sorry?
face? Is that your look back face, the tiger?
What is the look back face?
I have no idea.
No, never mind. It's from Wedding Crashers.
Gina Meinhardt challenged you in the chat, and he was kind of like, you have to zoom out. You have to zoom out, and I see nothing.
Jello wrestle
a giant wedge, and then you said, "Well, that's easy for you to say. Bring on the charts." And sure enough, here are the charts. So she has this one on Hex, this one. He has this one on Hedron, and this one on Icosa, and they all kind of look the same. So what do you make of that?
Which one is this? Is this the Hex chart? Yeah, I mean,
this is Hex.
Here's the thing: is like whenever you're, and this is what I learned from Eric Crown, also from Silicon Crypto that I followed quite a lot when I was trading regularly. You're gonna get best results if you measure from candle bodies. Wicks are not as reliable, and to confirm a pattern, you want to have at least 3 touches. I mean, sometimes you can get away with 2 candle body touches and maybe a wick for your third. But if you're doing a triangle, top and bottom line, you want to have at least 3 touches of a candle body.
Good point. So we don't see this here.
You do not. So what I would do, like on this particular chart that she has here, if anything, I would bring this bottom line in to see if maybe you get some extra touches here. But eyeballing it, it doesn't look like it lines up. Plus, it would be such a steep up. If anything, what she could do here is pretty much what I've got on mine, which this whole pattern was an ascending parallel channel. And then this little section that is here is that magenta channel that I've been working off of to the downside. Right. So those have been more accurate, and you have confirmation with touches on tops and bottoms. The other charts that she has look more realistic as far as being confirmed top and bottom lines, and when you had those up at a glance.
The Hebron one?
I think whatever the other 2 that you pulled up that she had.
What was the point? What was the point of contention? What was the argument, and what is the resolution? Can we get to that, please? What was the challenge that was the result of this, or this was the result of what challenge? She said, "How dare you, Toby? You got it wrong. This is what it looks like, and this is where it's going." What is her position, and what is Toby's position? Well, nobody remembers this.
Gina, where is it going? Because it's like I don't see any indication of that from your charts. I mean, not to dog your charts
Gina
out.
is a guy. Like, it's a he.
Oh, it's a she for it's a them and them type of problem.
Shout out to Johnny Chaos.
He's transitioning.
Gotcha. Alan, where is he? Alan Fizz, you crack me up, dude. I'm not.
I have a little bit more nuanced view on this because
yes, Peter.
Wicks are important if you're on leverage, and bodies if you're not.
I like bodies.
I prefer bodies. Yeah, so yeah, for sure. Like wicks are, you should be aware of them because like that's where people get liquidated in leverage trading. So it's like wicks can be that can make all the difference. With
kinetics,
but with proper pattern drawing, you want to try to go off of bodies to get more confirmation.
Sandy Beach is confused.
The pattern that she has on this one, whomever has on this one, looks potentially better. I mean, I would bring this top line down to try to grab these other 2 tops here and see if maybe you could get 2 touches.
Right.
But I'm just not seeing anything that would give me confidence in this. If it was legit, then you're looking at a symmetric triangle. Symmetric triangles have about a 50-50 chance of breaking up or down, and then those break the height of the triangle. But because we don't have good confirmations on top and bottom, it's hard to even figure out where you would measure the height of this pattern. So then it would be very difficult to pick a measured move from it. So that's where I see some limitations in the drawings. But thanks for playing.
Yeah. It's awesome. Kinetics, what's going on?
What's up, Kenny? In the house.
Just in time for the outro.
Dude,
Yes.
you look tan.
Almost. Why are you not called Kenny G?
Kenny is a
Your
G, but he
mic's
doesn't have his
muted.
mic on.
We can't hear you because
It's how I like
audio
him
is
best.
wrecked. Because
Hello.
Kenny G's
Okay.
music is
Don't
always playing
tell
shit,
him
bro.
don't tell him he's
Shopping mall.
muted. Stop it.
Is he there?
Let's just let him talk.
Just let him talk. I'll do the
Kenny
voiceover.
G, that's always
Hi
been playing at
everyone,
the
it's
shopping
me,
mall.
Kinetics. I'm so happy to talk to you today. Oh,
Sorry, I forgot my little girl, my 2-year-old, was playing with my Go XLR. She turned down all the levels on everything.
they're supposed to be over the age of 18, Kinetics.
Hey, unfuck your shit, bro.
That's warranted. That's warranted. That is warranted. You were making a comment
That's
about
hilarious.
me being
Dude, I need
tan. My wife was disappointed to find out that I wasn't Mexican when we got married because I was so dark the summer she met me. So. I get dark in the summertime and I get really pasty white in the winter. So I don't know
You
what.
gotta- I've seen you
So I
posted-
guess it's perpetual winter where you are then.
Well, there's we don't have as many months of summer as some other states do here in Colorado. That's for sure.
Speaking of wives, have you seen this here?
Government knew. Gary knew. The CFTC, the SEC, other 3-letter agencies, they all knew. They all knew there were problems and they did nothing to protect you. Why didn't they do anything to protect you? Because they wanted to wait for all this crap to implode, hurt retail, and then say, we need to punish you. So they're going to continue to push the narrative that you're too stupid to manage your money. This is what these 3-letter agencies are doing. They use this as a fear tactic, when in reality, if they would have had their laws set up and guidance given, we wouldn't have had the crypto contagion. And if we did, it wouldn't have been that bad. And don't you also find it really funny and ironic that they keep going after Binance? All bad things about Binance, but never FTX, never Celsius, never Voyager, never 3 Arrows Capital, never BlockFi. None of these companies make it make sense.
Wow.
You know what? CFTC is a 4-letter agency.
Aside from all that, which makes sense, but could you imagine being married to a woman like this? Like, you didn't take out the trash this morning. The government knew, Gary knew, the Joneses knew, and you didn't put the cutlery in the right direction in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Man,
avoid at all costs. For sure.
We love Wendy. Oh, and she speaks so much sense, and that's a
well. Love is a very very interesting word to use. I'd say like from a distance.
No, she
has always been very.
I enjoy looking at her.
Those
lips are out of control,
towards
though. She went a little
Hex
heavy on the lip gloss.
Yes, well, yes, true.
I was mesmerized.
Botox.
Oh.
The boat
she's
lock.
Italian
She was
and
looking a
temperament.
little like Meg Ryan after some of her injections.
No,
It's the pointing with the fingernails that I get a little bit. Yes, dear.
Because you were too stupid.
3-letter agencies.
3-letter agencies. But Kinetics, what do you have to say to that? Isn't she right? Gensler gotta go.
Oh yeah, Gensler's on his way out. I'm glad to see that there's some people that are coming to their senses and realizing that the only people who are actually hurting the retail investors is the actual 3- and 4-letter agencies themselves. I like the proposal for having an executive director and not a chairman of the board that is directed by the board. So that, because the one problem that was pointed out that I agree with went by Representative Emmer was that he said, you don't get to dictate the regulations or you don't get to dictate policy based upon your opinions that you express out there publicly, because people are going off of the statements that you're making, and then you here in front of us in Congress won't even state whether Ethereum is a security or not after you've stated you don't believe it is and once was. So yeah, it's there's so much uncertainty that comes from someone who can't just decide which way to go and go that direction. At least and I think it's obviously done on purpose, right? Because the more analogous you can be, the more you can sway your opinion one way or the other as the tide turns against or for you. So,
I'm gonna quote my favorite Saturday Night Live sketch in this one though. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nothing gonna. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
But you know the Silvergate Bank, that was the first big one to
it was
collapse.
tied to FTX.
Yeah, there you go. So, and that is kind of under his watch, that stuff. And it's unfortunate, but there's more and more of this stuff that will come out. And the problem with that is if they don't, a lot of people blaming them from not having the proper oversight, and then again chasing the industry out of the US. Then you have other companies here. Citibank says tokenizing of assets in the future. That's why we're still early, guys. That is a market of the future. You get Coinbase now saying, fuck this shit, we're suing the SEC.
Bermuda. Yeah,
Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty much.
Oh, Jesus, stop. Outro. It's time. Bye, everyone. It's been great.
You got to bring up. Did you see the picture of Gary Gensler after he was grilled by the Senate? I've got it on my share. If you want to bring that up.
Yeah. Here. Sure.
Yeah. There he was. Had a rough day with the Congress. So
okay.
Yeah, that's true. But in Europe, they're getting ready for it, and in Hong Kong, they're bringing out new legislation for exchanges, what should be done. This is just some headlines. Argentinian airlines adopting NFT for their tickets, and that's the danger, really. That I think is a valid point when these other politicians say we can't afford that industry to leave the US. So,
hey, I had a question. Were you guys aware of Shaq being caught up in the FTX stuff? And I guess they've been trying to track him down for months, and they finally got him with a subpoena.
Who? Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I only heard about him in the ICO days back in 2017 when he was
apparently
entangled
he was
in
shilling FTX
there
as well. So there's like $1 billion lawsuit against him or something.
I think he does everything. Like, if you offer money, he does everything.
Right. Well, I wonder about the celebrity endorsements. It's like, how much due diligence do they do for those? Because, I mean, they're being approached all the time to endorse things. So it's like, how responsible, can you really make them for some of this stuff? I mean, I get it, but, I mean, my expectation would be low that Shaq was, like, reading up on DeFi and CeFi and what's the security?
Yeah. His manager just said to him, do this thing and
do this thing, and we get paid.
It's
like, see this check?
Yes.
Well, he also does commercials for high risk insurance. So it just shows you what kind of products.
High risk insurance?
Oh yeah. The general is for those people who have lots of DUIs and not a lot of chance for low rates. So
Shaq is shilling the general. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You guys haven't seen those? There's like 20 different commercials out there.
I haven't.
Yawn, outro.
All right.
We're done. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. That's all the time we have. We see you on the next one. Smash the likes, and we're out.
The shit's legit. The reality has changed. It's not the same fucking game anymore. Fucking Hex.
Outro.